Good morning. How's everyone doing today? We're just going to jump right into things right now. I don't think we have a whole lot of people watching, so let's just get into it. I want to work on the boss level today. That's sort of the plan. So let's get it going. So the goal, I think, is to get the sequencing just right. That's tough. But I feel like our sequencing is kind of, I will be here to talk. Thanks, buddy. How are you doing? Thanks for popping on in. Ginger Dev, first time in the stream. What brings you around? I think I'm doing all right. I would say that streaming to no one is always a little bit hard, so appreciate you popping on in. You finished your stream for the day. I like chatting with other streamers. That's early, unless you are somewhere in Europe. Where are you streaming from? Can't type this morning. You're English, but you live in Bulgaria, so GMT +3. So start at 9, finish at 1 p.m. Okay. Yeah, it's about, I think it's about a 10-hour difference. I can't remember what we are here in on the East Coast of Canada. I think it's GMT -7, -7. I worked with a software developer at my startup that was located in Bulgaria, and I think he was like almost, it was like 10-hour difference, but it worked out perfectly for him because he just had a kid, and he was like, he spent most of his day with his kid and then worked the 8 hours with us in the evening. Let's see, East Coast of Montreal time zone. Oh, it's -4, right? So that would be 7-hour difference, right? I am trying to release a game on Steam. It is like the last 5%, which I feel like is where I'm stuck at right now. But I'm working on a typing game. How was your stream? Was it good? Did you have a lot of people come through? Yeah, so I have a bunch of mini games, right? So that's all in a good place, right? So you type 3-letter words. You're just trying to do it within a time. I just woke up, so my typing is a little bit off, right? So then 4-letter words and then 5-letter words. I'm going to skip through a little bit. Thanks for the follow. Right, and then as you start to progress, it begins to open up the story a little bit. And then we have more mini games. So we have this meter mini game. which then leads into... I'm just going to play through it because I believe it's probably too easy. I feel like it's too easy. Sort of leads into this asteroid minigame. What is that, man? Hard to see sometimes with the glitch. So the goal is to try to destroy as many as you can, which I'm also struggling at. And then there's this movement level minigame, which I was just about to fix because I think the speeding wall makes... Jeez, I can't type. And then we're going to get into the boss level here. So I'm clearly struggling at my own game because I cannot type. But that's what we have so far. So like the hard part right now, I feel like it is the finishing touches, right? Like there's more graphics that need to be added. I need to update some of the sprites. I need to add audio, and I need to tweak the game levels. And it's not like it's scope that keeps increasing, but it just feels like there's more and more and more of like the polishing that needs to be done to make it feel like a real game. You did a bunch of things and then I just missed them. So thank you for checking in. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, streaming does definitely make you more accountable for sure. Here, let me give you a follow. Maybe I can catch you when you are live. And this is your game Critter and Roll, Twitch chat experience. Oh, I'm here for that. That's cool. Critter and Roll is a cute animal Twitch chat game where viewers compete as adorable rolling critters. Roll through diverse levels and environments while enjoying peaceful, charming atmospheres. Level up your animal, unlock customizations, and roll your way to victory alongside up to 20 other players. Sorry, my son just came into here, and I don't want to necessarily stream him. This looks like a lot of fun. This looks really cute. You're going live on 3 platforms roughly twice a day, 7 a.m. UK time. Yeah. I'd love to see a video. But yes, this looks really cool. Player commands. Viewers compete as adorable rolling critters. Roll through diverse levels. How to play. Simply type join in chat to enter the game as your chosen critter. Roll, bounce, and tumble through a 7x7 grid. It's built in Unity. What's it built in? Animal customization, streamer interaction. Yeah, that's really cool. I will add this to my wish list as well. I'm not logged in here, I don't think. But I will hold on to it. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm currently streaming on YouTube and Twitch. I don't know what pump.fun is. I'm ready to pump. What is pump.fun? You have me all distracted today, but it's okay. Faster trades, chat, and more. What is happening? I'm so confused. I don't understand. My boomer brain doesn't understand what's happening here. Create a coin. More. How it works. Pump allows everyone to create coins. All coins created on Pump are fair launch, meaning everyone has equal access to buy and sell when the coin is first created. Pick a coin that you like, buy the coin on the bonding curve, sell at any time to lock in your profits or losses. Clicking by the button, you agree. Okay. What the fuck? Anyways, I am live streaming on YouTube and Twitch. I figured YouTube because I get the VOD up there. I don't know if I have a ton of viewers over on YouTube. But it's nice to have it as just I don't have to go through the manual steps of getting that uploaded as a VOD channel. It's easier for me to go and review the VODs because Twitch VODs kind of suck. I tried live streaming on on TikTok, but I can't get access. Every time I go to the page where it says to give proof that I have that I'm live streaming on a different platform, they always reject me. I don't know how to get live streaming on TikTok. Again, maybe I'm too old. My boomer brain doesn't work. And I have to set up my Kick account, but I haven't had a chance to set it up yet. So that is built on Unity. What's the plugin that you're using to interact with Twitch chat? Because I remember looking into a couple of different plugins and they don't all work really well. Or maybe again, like it might have just been me, but I remember looking at one that was like widely used, but it hadn't been updated in a long time, which is a bit worrying. And then I looked at Twitch's official Unity plugin, or official library, which didn't have chat integration. And then I tried just rolling out my own integration by connecting to it as an IRC server, and that didn't work either. I had trouble doing it. Pump.fum is a crypto platform, but they added live streaming to it. For context, people make crypto tokens, then people can stream using the live streaming to try making money. Is it real? Are the crypto tokens real money though, or is it just fake tokens? If you go to the Unity Asset Store and type Twitch API, there's one for $45. Okay. Or is 45 is in the version 45? I mean, yeah, I've made thousands off it in the past, not through streaming. I guess you have to put your own money into it. That is crazy. I don't understand. Like, you're just betting. And I don't even know what you're betting. Like, none of this makes any sense. I'm still looking at pump.fun. I'm very, very interested. But I think I'm too old. That Onion, welcome. Would you say you are pumped? I don't know. 99.9% of tokens are scams. Yes, I think this whole website is a scam. But the live streams are fun. There was a stream that made people millions. It was an egg spinning on a disc for 10 days. Hello, Onion. I'm having a great day too. How are you doing? Welcome to the chat. What brings you to the chat? How did you find out about my stream? And Captain Enosa, thank you for hanging out and lurking today. Appreciate you, bud. I saw you in there for a second. All right, against my better judgment, I am clicking that link. The most watched egg. It's down. All right, who owns this channel? EggDev. So EggDev, okay, is not a top holder. Reject all, please. Wild. Absolutely wild. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Okay. Let us get back to game development. So what I wanted to work on, I got a little bit distracted. What I wanted to work on was the sequencing of the boss level. So basically, I want the first word to show up and then the meter to show up. And like draw and like disable after you fill it, I'd want it to disable, right? And then we go through this and then the same thing, sort of show another word and then re-enable the meter. Right now everything's just sort of on all at the same time. Sorry, I don't know why my multi-chat is not moving today, so I'm struggling looking at chats, but just browsing through, looking for fun streams. Well, hopefully you found a fun stream. People are chatting, which is fun. If you put $100 at the beginning of the token, I think it becomes somewhere like that's crazy. 65,000 USD at the top. I mean, it's just gambling, right? Thanks, Ginger Dev. Appreciate the wish list and the subscription to YouTube. All right, this is probably maybe some good timing, but we are going to roll an ad in about a minute. A great way to dodge ads is by using Twitch Prime. If you have Twitch Prime, you can subscribe for free. I would just say check to see if you have it. And if it's up, if you do have it, right, when it renews, just check if you have it. It doesn't roll over month after month. So this is money that you don't get back if you don't use it. You don't have to use it on me, but please go and use it on a small streamer if you have it, someone that you want to support. It goes a long way. So we'll roll into an ad, and that's to get rid of pre-rolls for new people like the Ginger Dev coming on in. And then we will get back into it when we get back. I just do automatic. Sometimes I catch it, sometimes I don't. That onion, it does look like it was basically just gambling on fake coins or user generated coins. All right, one thing that I wanted to do in our wall manager was to, I think it's called speed up wall, yeah. I feel like this is just way too fast. 2 points. Do potentially fix for the boss level. You don't get ads. Okay, well, you're lucky. And you don't use ad block. It might just be where you're located. There just aren't advertisers on Twitch here in Finland. Yeah, that's possible. Well, we are back anyways. I get a handful a year and a half dozen of, and half of them are Amazon Prime with a new show. Yeah. Am I interested in following? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, dude. There you go. Give you a subscribe. Creating content is hard. It's been a while since I've created a short. It is fucking hard. Like, you said you took 2 years off because you have a kid. I have a kid too. It's hard to find the balance between all the things you have to do in life. But what I am doing now, I used to be streaming about, my goal was to stream about an hour every day of the week, which worked for a long time, but then stopped working over the summer. And so I've switched, as our schedules have changed at home, we're going to switch to like 2 to 3 hour streams twice a week. And then I'm probably going to work on other stuff in between that, right? Like I've had an opportunity, which I feel like I haven't had in a while, to really sit down and map out the story of this game, which you think I would have done maybe earlier in the development cycle, but I haven't, because this is a hobby project anyways. And so finally had a chance to do that last week, which felt really good. And having these longer streams does feel like there's a bit more momentum going. So yeah, it's like life, job, hobbies. Well, thank you for joining me anyways, That Onion. Thanks for popping on in. I mean, this is like sort of that's how Twitch streaming goes a little bit, right? Like the first little bit was a lot of streaming to no one. And I'm happy to at least have a little bit of a community building here that we can have at least a chat, that it's not super awkward to stream for 2 hours to silence. Those are tough. But yeah, life, job, hobbies, all those things. This is a hobby, so it's one of the hobbies, but there's obviously a lot more things that I need to do. Thank you for the follow, appreciate it. So close to my follow goal. What is it, like 3 more, maybe 2 more? Twitch streaming is like, has like its ups and downs. Like the same thing last week, early last week, Monday, Tuesday, I had a great stream where we had a lot of people in chat, and then I went live on Thursday and it was like absolutely dead for the whole stream. I was like the chat, there was no chat. I should pull up the statistics. Like it is really night and day. So it's sometimes hard to, it is a hard job sometimes. It's a hard hobby maybe. But the good news is I don't need it to pay my rent. So it doesn't, it's not stressful. Just a fun hobby. I do a damn good job to make sure while I'm working that no people start with one. Sorry, I do a damn good job to make sure while I'm working that no people start with one person, because it takes one person to come in and chat to get other people to join. As you can see, now you're on 7. Yeah, absolutely. I think 2 of them are me though. I've opened I have my browser open in incognito tabs and on my phone. Embodying myself, one would say. With 2 viewers. When you're huge, don't forget us, about us early believers. Absolutely, Caplano. I would never forget my first time chatters. And I don't expect to ever get big, so. Is chat in the room with us right now? Sometimes, and sometimes not. Sometimes you get the lurkers. The lurkers are great too, though. My incognito doesn't count, but my phone does. Well, I need to buy a few more phones. Okay, what was I doing? I was thinking of just maybe extracting this to make my life easier and putting them into a serializable field. Timescale, this here, these values here. I don't know if it's necessary. Yeah, it's necessary. I'm going to probably end up trying to tweak it. So instead of having to mess with it, now that I'm here, I will just do it. I think there's 4. I kind of hate how it formats that first one. There we go. And then let me just take a quick note of these. Two 2.5, 1.5, and 1.1. Then we will move these here, timescale 1. There we go, and then let's pop into Unity, because I always forget to then actually add the properties. Distractions. Yeah, there's some distractions, but it's okay. I prefer small streams because I can actually interact with the streamer. Otherwise, I might as well be watching a video. Yeah, for sure. I mean, there are some... I think as you get bigger and you have like thousands of people in chat, I feel like chat becomes just a... it becomes one entity that is like interacting with the streamer, because it's just impossible to like pull up individuals. And if anything, like you probably just shouldn't, because then you end up getting one guide, right? Two 2.5, 1.5, and then there's 1.1. There we go. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming in. It's always fun to get some new viewers in here. And I hope you come back. Like, we are streaming. So my next stream would be, we're Monday today, so it would probably be Thursday. So hopefully it's consistent enough. So like I find like on Twitch, like it's hard. I was doing 1 hour streams, which was consistent in the sense that like people would come in because they know that like every single morning at this time I'm here, but I'm only able to do an hour before I have to start work. And I feel like Twitch favors longer. Like it's just easier to grow the channel if you stream for longer, because that's how you get people in, right? And then you get maybe rated, your view count goes up, you get more people in, and your audience starts to grow that way. If you're only streaming for an hour, like I feel like people are not always coming in on the notification. They're like gradually coming on in. And so if you don't stream for long enough, they don't get a chance to roll into your stream. That seems to be the general consensus, at least on Twitch. I think on YouTube's maybe easier to do shorter streams. But I think YouTube's probably harder to grow. I don't get any views on YouTube. It seems to be harder to grow organically, that is, at the very least. Yeah, I mean, raids are good. I do find that like you end up losing a lot of your audience in a raid. And I don't know, sometimes too, like I walk into streams that have like 30 viewers or 40 viewers and like chat isn't as active. Like there's a lot of lurkers in those small channels too. Unless they're also view botting. But they're probably not. Like, but they're probably not. But there's just a lot of lurkers. And so they don't really interact and they don't typically stick around. Like I remember getting raided with like, I don't know, like 60 viewers or something like that, and like 2 people chatted. I think like 1 or 2 maybe followed and stuck around for a couple of streams afterwards, but otherwise like it didn't do anything for me. Although I did have a great, so that's like maybe an example of like a raid that didn't do anything. I did have a raid that came from another fellow game developer that like I've been in their chat before and like ended up getting like gifted like 5 or 6 subs that month. So that was also pretty cool. So that was one that probably went well. You can probably tell why maybe the game isn't done yet, because I haven't done a whole lot over this last little bit. Okay, I think that's the speed up is a little bit better now. Still, oh God, I can't type. I can't type and chat at the same time. Clearly a problem. Okay. It's the level's doable. The level is totally doable. As you can see. It's just you have to concentrate. And definitely like smaller channels do benefit from you're able to, for the viewer, you're able to interact with the streamer. I can't imagine as a streamer what it would be like to have 1,000 people in chat and chat just like scrolling by. I don't know if I want that kind of success, quite frankly. It feels hard. And scary, and so I'm kind of okay too with like a quiet chat. And I like my job, so there's no urgency for me to make cash by streaming. Alrighty, let's move on to let me just quickly. I will start a new branch, so there's at least a checkpoint, because I've gone down this path before and I have screwed it up. And so at the very least, if at the end of today nothing works, I can just revert those changes. You've witnessed a handful of my favorites rise up to 100 viewer channel, and I no longer feel like participating. That's a bummer. I mean, it's good. It's exciting for the streamer. Because I feel at that size, you start to become like the top percentage of Twitch streamers who are maybe even able to make a living off of Twitch. Because like at 100, I don't know what it would take for me to have to quit. But if you want to make it into a job, like you could probably pay your rent and food with 100 streamers and like 10% of them subbed, right? Like, no, that wouldn't make any sense. That'd be like 10 subs. I feel like you need like 100 subs maybe. I've done this math before, but you could probably bring in at least a little bit of cash that might make more sense, right? And obviously if you have 100, I think it's easier to grow from there than it is to grow from 6 or 7 like I have today, right? Okay, I don't know where to start. I think this is one of the problems that I have with this. I don't know where to start, how to get this to work. Let's see. First things first, I suppose, if we go to our meter. We're going to handle work completed, handle. We're going to split this out into behaving differently for the meter level and the boss minigame. I just gotta find where that entry point is. Awake. That I'm just setting some stuff up. On start, we are just registering the events. On disable, we are deregistering the events. On update, we are doing the updates for the meter itself. Am I not capturing on level change? I am on level change. So grace period on input. Kirill, how you doing, buddy? Welcome back. Thanks for coming back. I appreciate it. you had followed, and you said that you had so many followers that you had to delete one of your followers for me. So I appreciate that you followed me and still came back. Good to see you. We were just talking about streamers blowing up and how nice it is to have to be a participant of a smaller chat than it is to be part of a larger chat. I remember you were curious of me. It is valued. We are in the Common Appreciation Club. Handle on word completed, handle on boss level, handle on next meter, handle on level change. I'm just gonna move this method up. It just feels like it's buried way too deep in this class. This class is getting too big already. Is level with meter. I think that is going to end up changing. First meter loaded, hide meter. Let us extract this into its own method because I'm going to reuse it. Load meter. We're going to change this to be level manager is meter level. Handle on level changed. And then what we're going to do is we are going to create an event. Private void handle on boss level show meter. It is an insane method name, but load meter. Let us try to get here. The meter will only show during specific moments of the battle. So, and then we're going to pop on over to level manager. Let me pull it over here for my vertical YouTube folks because they can't see the second tab. You view coding as similar to editing a video, the afterwork to make the experience function as intended. Not boring, but you need to get your head in a different mindset. Yeah, absolutely. And I think like streaming it has been interesting because the one thing that's been good is that I've been a software developer for 20 plus years, and I've always been really bad at vocalizing the things that I'm working on. And which is one of the things that you kind of need to do like in interviews. I don't do pair programming all that often. And so I think I've become a lot better at vocalizing my thought process because of streaming. When I started, there were way too many, like it was a challenge. It was a challenge for me to think and talk at the same time. It still kind of is. I think I'd probably make a lot more progress if I was just focused in on what I was doing. But I've become better at being able to like talk through the code that I'm writing, which has been good for like being able to, or would be good for interviews. I haven't had to interview in a long time, but when I do have to interview again, I think it would come in handy. It's a handy skill to have. But thankfully I haven't had to do an interview for 10 years, I think it's been, even though I've done a whole lot of different things over the last, over those 10 years. The distraction is back, baby. Yeah, no, we're slowly coding things. On a boss level show meter. All right, we're creating an event. Actually, let me pop on. We'll close this. We'll close a bunch of this. I'll come back here. Now that I have that event, let's wire it up. Before I forget, level manager dot on boss level word completed. Handle on boss. Oh, sorry, not word completed, but on boss meter show meter. On boss level show meter. Handle on boss level show meter. We'll quickly deregister that as well. On boss meter word completed. What is happening here on boss meter word completed? We'll want to check that we don't increase scale past 7.5. Current scale fill meter parent. Oh. Oh, I kind of already have this, right? Hold on a second. I think I might already, I've kind of duplicated work here. So let me just quickly, I think the only thing I had to do was change this part to just be meter level, so it doesn't load on start of the boss level. But let me just comment this out. It'll do nothing. And let's see how that behaves. So I think I already have this code in here. I don't know why I would have it in here, but I do. And so we do have a Discord for the new folks that are here if you want to hang out. I don't use it as much as I would like. Okay. Not quite the behavior. Well, what is that then? Let's put this back because I think this would work. You're more of an artist, but then again, I feel myself being dragged into reading books through role play, so my stances aren't as solid as it seems. What are we talking about? What did I miss? So we're going to hit an ad in about a minute. I say this every single time, but if you have Twitch Prime, it's a great way to dodge ads for a lot of folks, at least in North America. If you're not in North America, you don't get as many ads. Okay, this doesn't work. Wait, actually, no, it doesn't work. Okay, let's figure this out. I'm not throwing the event out, but ads. Twitch Prime. If you have Twitch Prime, it's money that you lose. Amazon, Jeff Bezos doesn't need any more of your money. So if you have it, go support a small streamer. And we've already probably been in ads, and so this doesn't even matter. I missed it completely. This time. Okay, we got to figure this out. At the very least today, we could figure this out. Let's start a prediction. Ad break. You're in a funny position where ads can be turned off with VPN. So no, I watched 3 ads on purpose. Well, thank you for watching ads. I'll take those. I'll take that penny that I got from that and put it towards something. But if you have Twitch Prime, like that goes a long way. Go support a small streamer with that. Make sure you use it. All right, how am I going to figure this out by the end of the stream? Am I going to get this stupid meter to load properly? Oh. Let's see, level manager on boss level word completed. Let me see when this is being invoked. That would help me understand. And I could probably look at the code, but I think just doing a quick console out will get me there faster. So do I set a timer? So do you set a timer like I will work for X amount of time, then close down? Yeah, that's pretty much it, which probably is not good for stream because people probably leave when there's 5 seconds left, or 5 minutes left. But basically I have to work in 40 minutes. I have a job. I work 9 to 5. And so I need to be there. I can't be streaming during work time for a couple of reasons. Boss meter word completed. Okay, so it's happening when I click a character. And so I have to, I really can't go past like 9 a.m. Eastern time. What is my 9 to 5? I'm a director of software engineering at a startup. We're like a Series A startup, so we're about 100 people. My team is probably about 28 folks. Developers, QA automation, and team leads. Would I prefer game dev as my main income over my day job? I think I would. But it's a hard question because I really like my job as it is today. Like I've been very lucky in my career path. And so I actually really do like my job, like most days, like 80% of the time. And it's a little bit harder now to jump into game dev because of the responsibilities I have as an adult. I think it would have been easier had I done this earlier. I just did it. I don't know why. I wanted to for a very long time. I felt that it was too hard to get into. I don't know. But it took growing as a developer to get more comfortable to try it out. How much of an old man am I? I'm 40 years old. And my viewers drop after hearing that I'm 40 years old. Way too old to be on Twitch. But yeah, I think I would prefer game dev as, because the thing is, like, here's the thing too. Right now it's a hobby and it's a lot of fun. It fills my creative bucket. If it were my full-time job, if all of this was my full-time job, let's say streaming and game development and all of that. One, I think it's a hard job. I think a lot of people take for granted that streaming is fucking hard. And like even for the top, even for that 1% of like streamers, like an XQC or Kai Cenat or Ludwig or whoever, right? Like it's still hard work. And I don't know if that's even work that I'm capable of doing, right? If I lucked into it tomorrow and all of a sudden I have 1,000 viewers, I could probably end up quitting my job. But would I like it more or less? I don't know. I actually really don't know. I think people think of like Twitch streaming as like being really easy. Yeah, I could play games all day and make money. But I don't think it's as easy as that. Like to actually stay relevant and actually create a real career out of it, I think it takes skill and talent and hard work. And so it would be like starting a career all over again. And it's the same thing with game development, right? It would be like creating a career all over again because the market to build games is fucking hard, right? We only see the 1% of like the successes, but you don't see the failures, and you don't see the sometimes the repeated failures that someone has to go through before getting that one success. So it's a very difficult question, but I do enjoy game development. And so I think if I were so lucky to have an audience that would want to play my games and I was able to create games that people want to play, then yeah, I think I would jump into it. And I was almost like forced into it because I had a startup 2 years ago that failed. And like I was really lucky to get like rebound from basically losing my job into another job right away. But I was like on the fence of like, well, if I can't find work, or I might not even look for work, like work kind of found me after the startup, I was going to put a little bit of time into streaming to see if I can make that into something, right? And do like a 9 to 5 and stream like longer hours. So it might still be possible. Who knows? One day I might lose my job and maybe I'll be here trying to make something out of a stream to pay my bills and my mortgage and my car and all the other, and my son's education and hockey and all that stuff. But I think it would be too hard to jump into it. You just turned 30, Ginger Dev. Help. Yeah, it's the bones are only getting weaker. The joints only more painful. The situation is because global payment methods are turned off in my country, so giving you money is incomprehensible, but I do get no ads by default. Yeah. I hear you. 10 years of game dev professionally. Like, I mean, I think like if I would have started, like I could have had a different career path that landed in games. The thing is like, I don't know if I like the AAA game system. Like it has always been something that I don't think I would have ever been happy in, even in like the more golden age of all the studios out here in Canada. I've just I see a lot of people have gone through that system and come out like worse and not really enjoyed it after 10 years or whatever, working at like Ubisoft or EA, right? But if you manage to survive for a decade doing freelancing, then absolutely. Now you can aim for quadruple A, yeah. But I think I think I would have more fun doing more, like building more indie games. And I think like if I were ever to start something, it would try to be to build a little studio that would pump out like different types of games with different artists. I think that would be more fun, and I think that would probably be more in my wheelhouse of like, I don't know if I'm the game developer that's going to build something that is going to have market appeal. But I do think that I could probably build the business that could potentially do it with the right people based off of my experience. So that could be something that at some point, if I win the lottery, I can maybe open up a studio or something like that. I think that would be a lot of fun. Okay, I need to figure this out. At the very least, I want to be able to load the meter at the right time. If I could figure that out today, I'd be very happy with the progress that we've made. Because right now, yeah, right now I don't want these characters to draw on the left-hand side. I want it to draw after I type Y is when I want them to show up. We all have the same dream to win the lottery, absolutely. Your message got auto-modded? What happened? Can I see it? Let me see here. I'll allow it. I don't know why that got auto-modded. If you happen to be around when I start streaming in 8 hours, come hop in and I'll show you some games I've worked on. Absolutely, yeah. I followed you, I believe, so hopefully I will see the go live notification. Captain Nosa, you want to win the $1 billion Powerball lottery? Honestly, I'm not sure if there's a stream category for level design specifically, but you are what I found, so that'll do. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that you're here. We are working on level design, I suppose. Maybe I should add that as a tag. I don't know if tags work, but let me add it as a tag. Level design. There we go. Thank you all guys for hanging out today. Definitely appreciate having an active chat. It's a lot more fun than having no one in chat. I will share the difference between today and my Thursday stream because it is striking. It will probably be pretty striking. Is meter level, load meter, ELSIF, hide meter. Handle on boss level, show meter, load meter. Load meter. Load. Handle on boss level, show meter. Handle on next meter. Okay. I think it's in Word Manager, perhaps. This is like, it is, there is some spaghetti code here. It's a little bit embarrassing. I'm hoping that I scroll through it fast enough that y'all don't see it and think any less of me. I think I've lost all shame though, after streaming for so long, that the code here is really, it is quite shit, but it is working, kind of. If I were to do it all over again, I swear I'd probably do it better. Treating my follow list as a hub of people waiting for a viewer is putting heavy pressure, so I treat it like live TV. Yeah, don't sweat it. Honestly, don't sweat it. I think, like, at the same time, I don't have to sweat the viewer count. I actually hide the viewer count. I do kind of hover and look at it on OBS every so often, but I try not to think about it too much because it's also just like there's no point, right? What I try to do is just what I tried to do is just the same thing all the time, regardless of have people in chat or not, or have viewers or not. You've said nothing, but since you mentioned it, my code makes you super sad. Tell me the parts that make you really sad. Because it makes me sad too. Like I know that I'm a better developer than this. It's just gross. do programmers often look at other people's code in anything but anything in I can't talk. Do programmers often look at other people's code in anything other than disgust? No, we look at it always in disgust. In fact, I look at my own code in disgust. Exactly, Captain Inosa. My own code is the worst of all. Exactly, smaller classes. So like I've talked about this before. The biggest thing that's like a problem here, let's say in this class, is I just don't want to do this on stream because it'd be fucking boring. I'm trying to find a good example of it. Right, and it's hard to find anything here. This is a good example. This would be a good example of a huge smell in our code, right? I have a method that is handling like next word, right, and drawing it. And a very clear smell of like, this is a problem that should be broken up is that I have if statements that are just like, if it's this level or this level or this level, do this. And it's a different implementation for each level. This should be broken down into classes that are different implementations for different levels of the word manager, like child classes of word manager for each implementation. But here we are, and it works. And I really don't want to spend like a couple of days refactoring it. Although I love a good refactor. We're so close to being done and that everything kind of works that I really, really, really don't want to put the effort into it. You rarely have scripts over 100 lines. I try. Ginger Dev tries his best to break everything apart. Absolutely, that is the right approach. Unless it's AI generated. Generally, if you hop into my stream later, I'll show you some things in Unity you can do to make your life easier on yourself. Yeah, I'll try my best to pop in when you go live. But you were just live before, so I might be able to catch you more early in the day than later. I've learned that people will gladly lurk while you refactor large parts of code so long as you're talking. Rarely are people paying close attention. Rarely are people paying close attention to what you're doing. It's wild. Yeah, that's probably true. Have I heard of the marvelous adventure of Flapjack? No, I haven't. What is that? Tell me more. The marvelous, as I dare to Google it. Marvelous Adventures of Flapjack. TV show. Tell me more. Why do you like the Marvelous Adventures of Flapjack? Handle on boss meter word completed. See, this is where I am going to struggle fixing this level because this class is fucked. And it requires a whole lot of like context and concentration to fully understand how things are moving. Which fucking sucks. So it might actually, I might actually need to refactor this, but I'm not doing it today. Okay. I do know at least one entry point, so I think I might have solved the loading of the meter area. Let me go here. Let me do debug dot log bus meter. Let's do main word completed. Might have to, it might not work completely, but we'll see. Oh, I know what else. Your scripts folder. What the actual fuck is that? My poor old man heart bleeds. My scripts folder. Just all this, like without it being like this, all this? Not being sorted into actual subfolders? Tell me what's wrong. You could tell me what's wrong. I don't know. It just keeps growing. It just keeps growing. I can't stop it. I can't help it. I keep adding new things and it keeps growing and growing and growing. Tell me what's wrong. I'm open to feedback. I'm not gonna, I mean, my feelings might get hurt, but I'm not gonna learn. I'm not going to get better if you don't tell me. And honestly, like, I think I probably know better. It's just that here we are. Thanks for joining the Discord. Okay. Kind of. If, else. Hope that doesn't fuck me, but we'll take a look. 1 sec, let me send you a screenshot. Oh no. Oh no, I'm being judged. It's okay. Okay. Did I break anything else? No, okay. So far, kind of okay. We're slowly getting here. All right, probably one last ad for today is about to roll in about 30 seconds. I'll probably take a moment to stand up and stretch, maybe get some water. So I will step away, even for those that are not going to get ads if you're not being served them. But a good reminder, if you have Twitch Prime, go support a small streamer with your free Twitch Prime. It goes a long way for small streamers. So go give them Jeff Bezos' money. He doesn't need it. And then I'll jump into general chat and look at how I'm being judged. We'll try to figure this out. We'll continue to try to figure out the sequencing here on the boss level. So we are making some progress though. Oh, I just need to stretch. I need some water. I'll be back. All right, we are back. Double check that my microphone is on. That also is something that I did last stream and chatted for a while to a muted microphone. Classic pro streamer style. Yeah, so the Ginger Dev. It would be nice if my things were nicely arranged in folders. Here's the thing that is screwing with me a little bit with Unity. If I'm going to start moving things around into folders, which I would like to do, references seem to get broken in my scene when that happens. So unless you know like a good way for me to do that without having to then go into my scene and making sure that all the references are still there, then I would do it in a heartbeat. But like, it just feels painful for me to have, like, if I'm going to move things around and then I have to go back into the scene and make sure that everything is still referenced properly, like that just seems very, very fucking painful. But yes, I agree. I agree. Look at this. What a mess. And then I started like organizing things kind of in folders, right? As I started to be like, holy crap, I gotta organize this a little bit. But basically, as I build new things, I organize it. But I would like to move things around. It's just that I started doing that, and then it's like, oh shit, the game's broken. And then I spent like an hour, or probably less than an hour, but I spent a not insignificant amount of time just like going through all the references and being like, okay, what's missing and what was this again? And I can't remember. Obviously, you show this with love, though. It's not bad. No, I don't take it as bad intent. It's fine. It's just that Unity is a pain if you don't. Exactly. See, there you go. Reference break-in happens, and I know it. What I usually do is put my scripts in the right place the first time, or if I have a folder called components, I'll program everything in one script. If I have a folder called components, I'll program everything in one script. Numerous classes in one script. Then use Visual Studio. Use Visual Studio as a way to just export to their own scripts. I don't understand that last bit, but I feel like there's a nugget of knowledge in there. What the heck? How did I not already wish typing stars? Consider that an oversight. Thank you, Captain Inosa. I appreciate you. You're goddamn right. Yes, I mean, I think this is a lesson learned as I build out my next game, that the references breaking is a lesson learned. I don't think I actually knew that until this project. And now I know. And so as I go forward, I will make sure that my things are organized appropriately as I go. You're watching this on a smart TV if it means something. It doesn't. But pretty fucking cool if I'm on someone's TV. Maybe it does mean something. Justice Leopard, good morning. Thanks for coming on in. We have a wild channel today. We have a wild chat. We're slowly trying to make some progress on the sequencing of the boss level. Right, so this is what I wanted, right? When you complete this word, then the meter should show. And maybe have a character to type as well. And then it should disappear. So we're close, we're getting there. We're just not quite there yet. we will plug it into that event. And this, I think, will be, this will probably work. It is easy to lose touch as a viewer. You're playing Magic the Gathering with streamers, as what a streamer described me as. It's a bit easy to lose touch as a viewer. I'm trying to break that down. What do you mean by that? You're playing Magic the Gathering with streamers. You're playing Magic the Gathering with streamers. Like you're collecting a bunch of different streamers, as what a streamer described me as. Like you're just you have a bunch of followers that you're collecting. I mean, I do think it's important as a viewer to understand what you're watching, which is just entertainment. There is it's like interactive entertainment for sure, because you get to ask questions and drive the direction of a stream depending on the stream. What's important to remember though is that you're watching someone who is like performing for you, right? And that I'm not necessarily your friend, right? I think that's like an important piece. I think the parasocial relationship that is easy to form for viewers as they're watching streamers, because you have such such access to that person and you're able to interact and you're able to guide the stream. But it's important to remember that we're not necessarily friends who are going to go out and have dinner together, because it is there is a performance act of this. I'm not saying that I am performing as someone I'm not necessarily, but I'm definitely there's a purpose to me coming on stream as I work through this game, is to hopefully entertain you guys, right? I play music, we're doing something that I hope is interesting, I'm answering your questions, I'm talking, and I'm doing that on purpose. There we go. I think I kind of solved the problem. Right. But now I want the meter to go away. But first things first, we solved part of the problem, which is pretty cool. So we have, this isn't done. Meter is hidden, we've done that. Then show meter, we've done that. Then hide meter and generate wall. We're not doing this yet. Hide meter and hide meter. I think the generate wall part is fine. And then reshow after, let's put here after passing gate or hidden wall, show another main word. Okay, cool. We are making some progress. This feels good. So I'm trying to track the sequencing here, but basically what I want to see is a main word. It tells a little bit of a story. You type it. It opens up the meter. It gives you an opportunity to attack the boss by filling the meter. The meter goes away. It generates a wall. You go through the wall. It opens up another word, revealing a little bit more story and dialogue, which then creates another meter, and on and on and on. So I want there to be some sequencing. I don't want things to just happen all at the same time. But tell me more about what you mean by losing touch as a viewer. I'm a little bit, I don't think I quite understand. I don't think I fully understand. I think you are going to, whoever voted that I would solve this meter problem, I don't know if you're going to get any. If you're going to get any channel points, but you deserve some channel points because I do think you got that right. I did solve it. It's a mix of a conversation and entertainment. Yeah, absolutely. And as with any conversation, one should have respect and follow. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, everyone believed in me. Thank you, Cap. One person, yes. So I don't know if any reward points are are given. Yes, I mean, I think it is important that I am I mean, all streamers, even the big ones, they're still people. I don't have a summon, so I'm not worried about hitting that's a crazy patent. I can't believe that. I didn't read the details of it, but it's absolutely, it's wild. And a huge failure, I think, on the part of the courts to allow that. It's just too generic, and it's a little scary that people are able to create patents on that sort of stuff. Yes, about the conversation. Social norms are important. We are still people. Even the big ones, even the big streamers, they're still people. Even if they play it up for views, I think it's important to remember that they are still people. And I think it's probably harder in the smaller channels and smaller chats. The same reason why for the viewer, for the chatter, it's a lot more interesting to be part of a smaller community because you have a larger voice. But I think it's the same thing. Like, if I had 1,000 people in channel and one of them said that I look ugly, it probably wouldn't affect me, right? Because it's just a wall of text and it's one voice out of the many. Maybe it would affect me, but I think it would probably affect me more if someone came in here today and said, hey, you're an idiot, you know? And so, because it's a louder voice in a smaller room, right? So I think it's important to just remember that we are people. We have feelings. I have pretty thick skin. I'm not going to get too overwhelmed by internet comments, but I think it probably would affect me. Okay, so now we show the meter. That all works. And then when we pass a wall, when I complete the meter, I want to hide the meter. Hey, I have a beard, yes. I do have a beard. You have paper mache skin capture? No, so I'm sorry. That's I mean, it could be challenging streaming with if you have thin skin like that. The more people join, the more abstract the interactions get. A united group is terrifying. Yeah. And that's why I think like having like a large channel scares me. Like, I don't know if I want to have a ton of success because that does sound scary. I also don't think that people truly think about it when they start streaming. But there's stuff that scares me about a bunch of anonymous people knowing me. We want to be known, but at the same time, like, I don't know if I really want to be known. I don't know. Is meter full true? Is meter full? On boss damage invoke, boss hits, blah blah blah. Else next meter. Let's do public event action on boss level hide meter. Fame and infamy can turn into a coin flip. Though, where duck? Hi there. Hi there. Did I join at the very end of a stream? Unfortunately, we probably did join at the very end of a stream, which sucks because welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining. I'm working on a typing game and we're trying to figure out the boss level right now. I'll push that later. But if you want to follow, we are streaming we stream twice a week for a couple hours. And then obviously I have Discord and all the socials where you could follow along. Well, Duck, I was that's funny. We'll follow. I'll be live again. One of the things that I probably should be working towards is an alpha build of this game. So there's a demo on the Steam page, but it's an old demo. And so I think I'm going to start needing some players to play the game again and give me some feedback. And so if you want to join our Discord, you can join. And once I do push up to Steam, the next... There you go. There we go. Once I do push up, thank you for the follow. Once I do push up an alpha build to Steam, I could give some of you folks a key to give it a try. And so if you join the Discord, that's probably where we'll talk about it, but I'm sure I'll talk about it on stream as well. Maybe I probably won't post that to like a Blue Sky or something like that. But yeah, the Wereduck, I will be streaming again. So are there not a lot of Unity? I mean, there's other Unity streamers that are streaming game development. Okay, but I do want to finish my thought before we close things. Although I do have to go to work. Here, I think, is where we are. And if I do, I'm going to do on boss level hide meter. Invoke. And then we're going to register into that. Level manager dot on boss level hide meter. Let's just add the deregistration. I didn't actually read level hide. Okay, good. Sometimes AI is pretty close when it comes to just like boilerplate stuff, but I probably should read it. And then I think it's now being handled. And so what we should see is when we complete the meter, it goes away. Everything goes away. I don't think that's actually going to be the case, but let's see. There are, but they're either in Spanish or French. Well, you found the English Unity streamer. here in the morning. Maybe it's because it's the morning. Oops. Okay, so the meter went away, but the word, the characters didn't go away. So we'll have to get rid of that or disable that. So close. But my next stream will be on Thursday, same time. So I hope you'll join again. I mean, it's 3 p.m. your time zone. Yeah, I definitely find... So where are you located in Europe? Obviously, I stream to a lot of Europeans, some Japanese. But I have very few North American viewers because I stream in the morning. But the thing is, like, I work. So I work from 9 to 5, and it's harder for me to stream at night. Although I've been thinking about switching my stream, having some streams later in the night. The problem with that is, the problem that I have with that is that I've built an audience in the morning. And in Poland, I want to visit Poland. You're not the only, you're not the first chatter from Poland that has joined the stream. I was thinking about visiting Poland this year. Maybe I'll still make it out there before the year ends. What was I saying? Yeah, I thought about like doing some streams later in the evening, but what I've noticed is that when I do that, it's like starting from scratch, where like I get an audience that comes in the morning because I've built that audience over the last couple of years. When I switch tonight, it's like all my audience that typically watches my stream, they're probably like sleeping. And so I feel like I have to then create a whole new audience. But maybe my nighttime streams will be playing video games. Who knows? Maybe I'll have a fractured audience. Or maybe not. But anyways, we are out of time, unfortunately. Thank you for joining, though. I do appreciate the follow. I hope you come back. I hope you'll catch me at the start of a stream, not at the end of a stream. And we do have a Discord if you want to jump into the Discord. And I have social media, but you can probably find those links in places. You're also a streamer. You stream, that's why I stream for Americas, usually because I can only go for 10 p.m. for a stream. Let me follow you. Maybe I'll be able to catch a stream at some point. I'll follow you back. And we are gearing up for a charity stream soon. That's going to be a 24-hour stream. So I think that will be a lot of fun in November. And we'll be streaming in the morning and late at night. All right, I think my boy 8-Bits a Byte has just gone live. I can't hear him. All right, let's go Firefox here. So I think we will, let's go give him some love as well.
I don't know what time tomorrow. It says tomorrow morning, right? And
thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate it. We did make some progress, which feels good. We are aiming to get this, I'm aiming to get this game out by the end of the year now. It keeps getting delayed. I don't want to give it a date, but I would like to get it done. I'm out of here. Let's go raid. And again, thank you. I appreciate all the people who hung out with me in chat today. It definitely makes streaming a lot easier when you are here and when you come in through the notification and you are interacting with me. I love the lurkers as well, but I do love the chatters. It makes it a lot easier. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, I'm out of here. Got to get to work. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye now.
Or at least tomorrow's release of what they're doing.